Hello, art adventurers. I'm so glad you've joined me for another journey into the ancient world of creativity and meaning. Today, we're exploring the golden age of Egyptian art, the New Kingdom, a time of power, prosperity, and breathtaking artistic achievement. This was an era when temples soared, tombs glittered, and Egypt reached the height of its cultural influence. The New Kingdom, from about 1550 to 1070 BCE, followed Egypt's successful expulsion of foreign rulers. Out of that victory came a renewed confidence, and Egyptian artists began to express their devotion, wealth, and worldview on an even grander scale. With new wealth and confidence, pharaohs of this era built bigger, grander, and more ambitious monuments than ever before. Temples, tombs, and sculpture reached a scale meant to honor gods and impress humanity. One of the greatest achievements of this time is the Temple of Karnak, dedicated to the god Amun-Ra. Imagine walking through its hypostyle hall, a forest of colossal stone columns rising over 60 feet tall, each carved and painted with hieroglyphs and scenes of worship. Light filters through the space like sunlight through palm trees, creating an atmosphere both cosmic and sacred. Karnak wasn't just a temple. It was a vision of the universe built in stone. Nearby at Deir el-Bahri, we find one of the most beautiful structures of the ancient world, the Mortuary Temple of Queen Hatshepsut. Built directly into the cliffs, it blends architecture and landscape in perfect harmony. Hatshepsut, one of Egypt's few female pharaohs, used art to affirm her divine legitimacy. Reliefs show her divine birth, trading expeditions to the land of Punt, and her devotion to Ammonius. It's a story told not just in words, but in exquisite design and balance. Across the Nile stand the Colossi of Memnon, two towering statues of Amenhotep III that once guarded his mortuary temple. Each figure rises nearly 60 feet high, silent guardians of the past. Though time and earthquakes have damaged them, they still embody the New Kingdom ideal, grandeur combined with serenity. Let's talk about the art of the pharaohs and the afterlife. Of course, no New Kingdom story is complete without Tutankhamun. His tomb, discovered in 1922, revealed a dazzling array of treasures, gold masks, carved furniture, and jeweled amulets. Every item was designed for the young king's eternal journey, blending artistic mastery with spiritual purpose. Even after 3,000 years, his golden death mask remains one of the most recognizable images in world art, a symbol of beauty, immortality, and mystery. On to the Amarna Revolution. Not all art in the New Kingdom followed tradition. During the reign of Akhenaten, Egypt underwent a dramatic artistic experiment known as the Amarna Period. Akhenaten moved the capital, changed the religion to worship the sun disk Aten, and introduced a new naturalistic style. Figures became elongated, relaxed, and human, showing the royal family in tender, almost intimate poses. The bust of Nefertiti, Akhenaten's queen, captures this elegance perfectly, graceful, realistic, and full of individuality. Although short-lived, this moment of naturalism proved that Egyptian art could evolve as well as endure. Take a look at this remarkable piece from Egypt's New Kingdom around 1340 BCE, carved from solid granite. It once showed a seated scribe, probably cross-legged with a roll of papyrus resting in his lap, and a reed pen poised in hand, ready to record the details that kept Egypt running smoothly. This wasn't just any worker. In a world where most people couldn't read or write, the scribe held a position of deep respect. He might have tallied harvests for taxes, documented victories in battle, or written down legal decrees. Every stroke of his pen preserved the heartbeat of Egyptian civilization. Even though the statue is fragmentary, you can still feel that sense of quiet dignity, the calm focus of a professional whose words outlive the ages. Take a look at this magnificent falcon, Horus, the ancient Egyptian god of the sky, crafted in bronze and gold during the New Kingdom around 1570 to 1085 BCE. Imagine him as he once appeared, gleaming with gold leaf, each feather delicately engraved, eyes sparkling with inlaid glass or blue-green faience. Horus was more than a bird. He was a divine protector, symbolizing kingship and the soaring power of the heavens. Wearing the skent, the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, He stands as guardian of the first pharaohs, watching over a united land beneath his eternal wings. Here we're looking at scenes from the rock-cut tombs at Beni Hassan, created during Egypt's Middle Kingdom, not the New Kingdom, though it beautifully anticipates the artistic spirit that followed. These tombs, carved directly into the cliffs along the Nile near modern Minya, belong to local governors and officials who served under the pharaohs. Inside, the walls burst with vivid painted scenes showing wrestlers, hunters, and daily life in astonishing motion. Each figure is carefully arranged to capture the rhythm of real human activity, revealing a new level of realism and individuality in Egyptian art. At Beni Hassan, we see a civilization turning its gaze inward, celebrating not just the gods and kings, but the ordinary lives that kept Egypt thriving. Let's give a quick look at 3 more art pieces from this era. First, the bust of Nefertiti, with its serene expression and balanced proportions, is one of ancient Egypt's most iconic artworks, symbolizing the grace and power of the Amarna Period. Next, the portrait of the goddess Mat, often shown with an ostrich feather atop her head, symbolizes truth, balance, and cosmic order, the guiding principles that sustain both the universe and the rule of Egypt's pharaohs during the New Kingdom. And finally, this painted relief of Anubis, the jackal-headed god of death and mummification, shows him calmly presiding over offerings for the dead, guiding souls through the afterlife and ensuring their safe passage to eternal peace. What is the legacy of the New Kingdom? How do we define it? It was a height of Egyptian culture, grand, spiritual, and innovative. Artists and architects pushed the limits of scale, beauty, and imagination, expressing not just devotion to the gods, but a deep sense of cosmic order. Even as centuries passed and empires fell, the art of this age remained a beacon of creativity for all that followed. Thanks for joining me on this Golden Age adventure through Egypt's New Kingdom. If you enjoyed today's journey, give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow art explorers. Until next time, keep your minds curious and your thoughts creative. This is Andrew, signing off from Armchair Art Share.